When the whole world trembled at the name of the Mongols, one man stood tall on the soil of Hindustan. He didn't just defeat his enemies, he broke them. His name alone sent chills down the spine of invading armies. His army, loyal to death. His sword, a storm. His mind, a master of politics. And when Mongols thought about crossing into Hindustan, they had to think 100 times. That's the fear he commanded. I'm talking about Sultan Alauddin Khilji, a name that turned into a nightmare for even the fiercest warriors in the world. The Mongol Invasion, 1299. In 1299, the Mongols dreamed of bringing Hindustan to its knees. Two ruthless commanders, Dua and Botolug, led thousands of Mongol horsemen toward Punjab. Their eyes burned with hatred. Their mission, total destruction. But Delhi was ready. Sultan Alauddin sent his fiercest general, Zafar Khan, to the battlefield. And what followed wasn't just war. It was devastation. The Mongols fell one after another. Blood spilled. Heads rolled. By the end, thousands of Mongols were dead. The few who survived were chained and dragged through the gates of Delhi. The land they wanted to conquer became their graveyard. From that day, Hindustan wasn't a target. It was a terror. The Siege of Ranthambore. But Khilji's mission wasn't done. Far in Rajasthan, a brave Rajput king, Hammir Dev Chauhan, was preparing for war. He had never bowed to any sultan, and now he was fortifying Ranthambore. Khilji couldn't ignore it. He declared, "Either we take Ranthambore, or this rebellion will spread like wildfire." 3 legendary generals stepped forward: Malik Naib, the strategic genius; Malik Kafur, the fearless swordmaster; Zafar Khan, the storm the Mongols feared. A massive army of 300,000 men marched toward Ranthambore. The fort stood high on a hill, strong, defiant, almost impossible to conquer. But Khilji didn't use brute force. He used strategy. He studied the land, diverted rivers, and cut off the fort's water supply. Inside, Hammir Dev vowed to fight till death. Outside, the Delhi army prepared for a final attack. One stormy night, the gates were breached. The king fought bravely but fell in battle. Inside the fort, the women, choosing honor over capture, committed jauhar. Khilji stood atop the fort and declared, "Ranthambore now belongs to Delhi, and no one can break Delhi again." The battle for Kohinoor 1310, a new mission, a new target, Warangal, and a legendary diamond hidden inside, Kohinoor. King Prataprudra of the Kakatiya dynasty ruled Warangal. His fortress was mighty, his armies vast, and hidden in his royal treasury was a gem so rare it would change history. Alauddin sent Malik Kafur again. With him rode thousands of soldiers, determined, fearless, unstoppable. For 3 months, they surrounded Warangal. Prataprudra fought back with all he had, but Delhi's army was too smart, too fast. Finally, Warangal fell. Kafur didn't just return with victory. He returned with a velvet box. Inside was the Kohinoor, the crown jewel of India. As it shone in the royal court, history paused. For the first time, the world bowed not just to a sword, but to a sultan who held a diamond that kings had killed for. Conquering Bengal. But Khilji wasn't done yet. He wanted a united India under one crown. And that meant turning to Bengal, a land of jungles, swamps, elephants, and powerful kings. He sent Malik Kafur once again. Through monsoons, mud, and ambushes, Kafur led the charge. Every battle was a storm. Swords sunk in the swamp. But courage never did. One by one, Bengal's kings fell. Gold, silver, and herds of war elephants were sent to Delhi. Kafur, wounded and limping, returned victorious. And Khilji said, "You may walk with a limp, but you've made my empire unshakable." But the real danger, it wasn't from the outside. It was within the palace. Some nobles in Delhi were plotting against the Sultan. One night, the Prime Minister warned him. Khilji didn't act in rage. He acted in silence. He invited them all to a royal feast. As they picked fruits from golden plates, hidden blades flashed. In seconds, the hall was soaked in blood. Khilji stood and said, be loyal to the crown, or prepare to lose your head. The Sultan's farewell years passed. Battles left their marks, not just on his body, but on his soul. Khilji grew old. The fire in his eyes dimmed, but his mind remained sharp. He called Malik Kafur to his side and said, "You were my shadow, my sword. If I fall, don't let Delhi fall." The next morning, the royal palace was quiet. A white shroud carried out not just a man, but an era. The streets of Delhi stood still. The people mourned. The man who had once terrified the world had breathed his last. But his legend, it never died. He wasn't just a king. He was a storm, a strategist, a protector. Not a tyrant, but a visionary. He saved Hindustan from the Mongols. He united empires. He secured a legacy. And even today, when history whispers his name, it does so not with fear, but with awe. If this story gave you chills, then honor it with a like. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do we need a leader like Khilji in today's time? And subscribe, because behind every crown, there's a story waiting to be told.